Welcome back to the show. As promised before we went on the break, we have Myra Esse with us in the studio. And of course, we have a new person joining us for our banter. Hello, Aya.
Hello, Olive Myra Esse.
No, please, you're married to your husband alone.
No, I'm just joking. It's the way that you always say, I always want to give you a double barrel surname myself. Okay, hello, Olive Barack Obama.
Well,
that kind of sign sounds nice.
He doesn't have his son.
Well, he's married. Okay, let me look for another name for you. Hello, Olive.
For now, Obiageli Emodi is just fine.
Hello, Olive Evans. What's that Evans guy down?
Olive Jidena or Olive?
Well, Jidena is just one name. I need a double barrel surname.
Olive Emodi Jidena. What are we saying?
No,
Jidena is good looking.
Okay, one final one I'm going to get
one
for
final
you.
one.
One final one.
Olive Jidena Dangote.
Is she married to us?
I can't marry to me, please. One is okay for me.
Dangote's married. Jidena is single, so you still, you can still go for him. All right, wait. Olive Al Mustafa.
Not quite.
Olive Goodluck Jonathan.
No, thank you very much, Ayo. My name is Olive Obiageli Emodi. For those who care to know what my native name is, and until someone comes and puts a ring on this finger, it has still stayed that way. So good to have you both. We have with us Michael Okwike, popularly known as Kamos. He's a producer, a content creator, and the author of Grandma Stories. Good to have you, Kamos.
Thank you very much.
Why did you choose to write about Grandma Stories?
Grandma Stories is a platform I created that will be producing different stories. Now, the stories are themed differently. They are in series, actually. The first series is titled The Palace. And under The Palace, I have 6 stories. So, but the platform is Grandma Stories. So I'm using it to draw our minds to the kind of stories that we used to hear from our grandmothers, our old parents, before now, that are no longer being told.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's like taking children back to some of the stories that we were told to teach us some good morals, to teach us some,
nice.
how to respect elders, the kind of things you do that are acceptable to the society, that, things that are geared at growing the children properly.
So it's in video format?
No.
Or is it in a storybook?
It's book. In a
Okay,
storybook.
All right.
So the storybook is all colored, and I have illustrations.
Brilliant.
So the illustrations is what I put together to create the short video that I just post on social media. And
yeah, so because I was referring to that, I know there's some videos out there.
Yes.
Now, when you talk about reading, we talk a lot about the importance of reading to our children.
Yes.
So unfortunately, with the busyness of life in Lagos, in Nigeria as a whole, we find out that not many parents have the opportunity to sit down and read to their children, because reading should be something that is done with the children and not just on their own. Sometimes leave them to themselves, but there's something about reading with your children.
Especially the starting point.
Yeah, so what case would you make to encourage parents who are watching to make it a very, very, necessary and intentional part of their day to read with their children? Yeah,
the actual reason, the propelling factor to starting these Grandma Stories was when I had an experience. I witnessed something, an event when I was serving some years back. In the camp, 2 coppers, or would-be coppers, were expelled. Why were they expelled? They were filling forms. So one of them didn't know the meaning of siblings. These are graduates. The second one didn't know the meaning of next of kin.
A graduate?
Yes, graduates. So they were sent away. And I'm like, and by the time we started, in my place of primary assignment, the guy that was like the leader of the coppers in that area, the guy spoke some English he spoke that year, and we're in a meeting. Immediately that guy spoke, the meeting closed, everybody laughed and went home.
But unfortunately, this is the reality in some cases.
Yes.
We find that there are many people who are half-baked graduates. We find that when we keep talking about employment and employability of graduates, these are some of the problems.
Yes.
But it starts from the grassroots.
From grassroots.
From when funny enough, it starts from the womb. We forget that there's a psychological explanation for reading to children in the womb. But we have a video to play talking about education and how better we can educate our kids. Take a look at the video. When we come back, we'll be speaking some more about this.
A once peaceful kingdom where the lives and property of the villagers are safe suddenly becomes a nightmare when any item, including goats and yams, amongst other things, disappear without trace. The villagers make efforts to find the thief among them. An interesting comedy and well-told story for children to reinforce good morals while educating them and improving their spoken English, as well as exposing them to new simple words to improve their vocabulary.
Welcome back to the show. We hope that you enjoyed watching that video. And I like when we watched your video about the village thief, story about the village thief. You're talking about how it's exposing children not just to good morals, but to new words.
Yes, new words. There are, at the end of each chapter, there are questions to answer.
Beautiful.
So you're supposed to pick a new word from each chapter. There are about 5 chapters for each story. Now, the stories are independent. Each story starts and ends, but the characters in all of the 6 stories remain the same. So that way, the child is able to identify with the behavioral characteristics of a particular character in the story. So that way, when you see this person in this story, see the person next time, you'll be able to you'll be able to think of what the person is likely to do.
Now, I'm really glad you gave the example of your NYSC days, because in Nigeria today, unfortunately, we have a huge literacy problem. We have children who have finished school and cannot read or write properly. So I'm glad that your book addresses that with regards to introduce. When we were younger, Olive, you know how we'd read books and your teacher would highlight certain words which you had to learn their spelling.
You write out the meanings and then use them in a sentence.
So we used to do composition, comprehension,
and
dictation. So they'll ask you to read a passage and then teacher would dictate some of the words to you and you have to spell them. This was how we grew up. This was what improved our vocabulary. But unfortunately, in some schools, not all schools, there's still some schools that are doing a great job when it comes to literacy, but in many government-owned schools, because I worked with such schools before, many of them, because what happened then was that we're taking IT to the schools. The children couldn't even use the IT. You know why? Because when they put it on the computer, they can't read what the computer says.
Unfortunately, they say that if you want to hide a secret from a black man, put it in a book. These days, I would say it's beyond the book. Just type it, write it out in words. So today, quick example, TY Mix on Instagram. TY Mix, the singer, he put up a picture of himself and he put up a caption saying, today is a very good day. I'm really grateful, blessed. Today is not my birthday. I just want to celebrate the day. And people went in the comment section saying, happy birthday. There were over 10 comments and I was so pissed. It was just a 3-line sentence. And I'm saying, why can't you read and then know what to comment?
Nowadays, you have to make your sentences shorter. You have to make your paragraphs shorter. If not, by the first line, you've lost them.
I once celebrated you on Instagram and people went there to comment to start wishing her happy birthday. Even though you I said, I put it there. I said, this is how I will know people that don't read, because I know that some people will still comment to say happy birthday. And they did.
And many people
said happy birthday. We want to push a culture of reading in Nigeria. We want to remind people the importance of reading, which is why I would also be having a guest, Bayo Treasures, who'll be talking to us about his attempt to break a Guinness World Record with reading. We need to push more for people to read, and it starts from a very young age. Thank you so much for joining us, Kema.
Thank you very much for having me.
Such a great way to actually start up
I know, right?
So, a challenge to everyone before we wrap up this segment, which is to pick a book that you're going to read this week. I can say that because I'm actually reading a book. I cannot wait to finish the show. Safe Haven. It's actually been turned into a movie. It's a light-hearted movie, but guess what? One of the ways that has helped my vocabulary through the years is actually reading books.
Yes, reading.
Because I love the way that some authors are very clever with words. So the way they construct their words, the way they construct, so the way they construct, so you can read to get the message, to relax, but also, like I pick some words, I'm like, okay, use this in this sentence in this way.
Contextual analysis of words.
Lack of reading has made some artists sign bad contracts.
Does this thing ever happen to you when you're trying to phrase a word and you're trying to make a sentence and a word comes into your read, a word that you've never really thought of the meaning, but you just think, well, this word will fit perfectly
Because
here.
you see,
Because you've seen it in books.
when I used to
You
read
understand?
Oga had a
stored in the
bland
subconscious,
look
so.
on his face, I was thinking, oh, what's bland? But obviously, before I even, because I would usually check the dictionary after a while, but before I even checked the dictionary, I already had an idea
Of
of
what it
what the
meant.
bland look.
Yeah.
So this is our challenge to you this afternoon. Pick a book and make sure that you read it. And very importantly, pick a book for your children and make sure that you read it with them. A great recommendation, of course, is Grandma's
Yes, I
Story.
can, of
How
course.
can we get Grandmaster for those who are interested in it?
Yes, by 1st of May, it's going to be in major stores, even in the mall, and Mega Plaza, and a whole lot of places. I don't mind giving out free copies to people who just
Nice.
Thank you so much.
just follow me on Instagram and
At?
at KMOS_Michael.
And spell the KMOS.
KMOS_Michael.
So
You can
one
also
S.
follow at Lapen Media, and
Okay.
you get free copy.
Really excited about this.
Thank you very much for
Thank
having me.
you.
All right, so we hope you have enjoyed, our little chat this morning, and more importantly, we hope that you are going to make a resolution to read more and to get your children to read more as well. We must have a new generation of Nigerians who are literate, not just going to school, not just educated, but literate.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.